Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from PJ Media. Trump still rising. Yeah. Yep. You know, I'm a big Trump supporter, always have been. And the fact of the matter is, you just got to learn less is more sometimes. I think there's an old Napoleon saying that says, never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. So I think he's not being quiet, but he's not talking every minute either. So one thing, Donald Trump, like him or dislike him, in the course of his life, when he makes mistakes, he never makes the same mistake again. The next presidential election may be a few years away, but if voters have anything to say about it now, it doesn't look good for the Democrats. The latest Rasmussen poll shows that in a hypothetical matchup between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in 2024, Trump would win 51% and 41% would go to Biden. Having trouble talking today, sorry. Independent voters give their support to Trump by a whopping 20 points over Biden. That's where most of the changes have been in the last few months between Afghanistan and the border and you name it. The largest group, or I should say, of people that have switched over against Biden around the Trump side are the independents, because 95% of the Dems are dug in and 95% of the Republicans are dug in. So everything in the middle is up for grabs. Of course, many don't expect Biden to serve out his term, which is true, let alone run again in 2024, making Kamala Harris the presumptive Democratic nominee. You know, it's funny. Even amongst Democrats, nobody likes Kamala Harris. You can dislike Trump for all his faults, but at least the guy's got a personality. Kamala Harris, I don't know why she got picked. I really don't. Her sex and her race, maybe, I don't know. They had California locked up no matter what. That's where she's from. Or at least that's where she was district attorney in San Francisco. Did some horrendous things to non-whites over there as the district attorney and the attorney general, I believe. So she's got a lot of luggage concerning race in a negative way. Plus, she's just unlikable. I mean, as my grandma used to say, she has the personality of an egg. Anyway, making Kamala Harris a presumptive Democratic nominee. As bad as Joe Biden performs against Trump right now, Kamala Harris performs worse, as Trump would win against her 52 to 39%. Now, everybody's saying, oh, John, that's only 13 points. You can make that up. 13 points is a ton. And look at the total. That's 91. That means 9% goes somewhere else, probably a third party or just undecided. According to Rasmussen, an overwhelming 74% of Republican voters think it's a good idea for Trump to consider 2024 presidential campaign. It's a lot higher if he was the nominee. I'll bet you it's in the 90s. 26% of Democrats think it's a good idea, and 44% of voters not affiliated with either major party agree. Those are overwhelming numbers. 1 in 4 Democrats think it will be a good idea for Trump to run again. Holy crow. Wow. And over 44% of voters not affiliated with each major party, that's damn near half, think it's a good idea. Probably more that would vote for him. Even Democrats are having a hard time looking past Biden's incompetence. About 1 in 5 Democrats say they would vote for Trump over either Biden or Harris if the next presidential election were held now, according to the survey. 1 in 5. 20%. Punch in those numbers from last year's election, and you're not going to have the screen of COVID and the tons of mail-in ballots. I can't go into details, of course, because this is YouTube, but you get my point. 1 in 5 would vote for Trump over either Biden or Harris if the next presidential election were held now, according to the survey. While Trump gets 84% from Republican voters in a hypothetical rematch with Biden, only 75% of Democrats say they would vote to elect Biden again. That's 25%. That wouldn't. Rasmussen survey found this problem could only be worse for Democrats in a Trump-Harris matchup, with 71% of Democratic voters saying they'd pick Harris over Trump. That's damn near 1 in 3. There's still plenty of time between now and 2024, but in the month since his botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, things haven't gotten any better for Biden, and that should be concerning for Democrats. Well, people have short memories, too. He has a attention span of about 5 minutes. But these things are so bad and so horrendous, and there's so much video and so much audio that's documenting all this craziness that they're not going to be able to walk away from it very much. And I think a lot of it's going to depend on the midterms next year. Trump can't announce, he said, and he's right, because of federal election laws, the FEC, all kinds of rules and regulations pop up about financial disclosures and this and that. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's the way it is. So he's not going to officially announce. He can't even say he's going to run without those laws kicking in. But Trump's still rising. President Trump, one of your biggest supporters here. I know you have a large, as you would say, huge personality. I get it. Okay? It was the secret of your success. I understand. You're blunt. You tell the truth, just like me. But I'll leave you with this. Sometimes you've got to smooth it over. Your wife comes up to you and says, this dress makes me look fat. Most husbands would say, I don't like the color that much. But Trump would say, yeah, take it off. You look fat. Sometimes you just got to smooth it out a little bit. Make your same point. At least make the same point to people that support you. The ones that will never support you, they're lost anyway. Just smooth it out, the rough edges, just a little. Don't change your personality. You're too old to change anyway. But don't change your personality. Just smooth out the edges just a little. And that will be enough. And you will make history. Be the first time ever. Well, the first one, there was one president that didn't get consecutive terms. But you'll be the first one that became president again after 2 presidents. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Maybe even a third. Who the hell knows? But the cards are falling your way. The gods are shining on you. Don't F up. And all the Republican neocons out there that use the tactic for the last 50 years. We may not be so great, but look how bad the Democrats suck. That's not going to work this time. All the Republicans, either at the ground level or state, county, federal level, Washington, if you can't support Trump, okay, that's your prerogative. But get the hell out of the way. If you can't help, don't hinder. Because the country's at stake in the future of the republic. And that's not an exaggeration. And until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.